What's up, Ragin Nation? How's it going? This is Alex Yu, and you're watching the Ragin Ronin review. In this video, I'm going to give you guys a top 10 list. And this top 10 list will be for my most anticipated films of 2015. I'm going to give you 10 films that I'm really looking forward to this year. Now, 2015 is a very different year compared to the last 3 or 4 years that we've had for films, because really there's only 2 really huge blockbusters, and that is Star Wars Episode 7 and Avengers Age of Ultron, which obviously, of course, are on my list. But other than that, I'd have to say that it's a pretty weak year. Last year was huge. Even though the box office receipts were the lowest in 20 years in box office history, in box office cinematic history, I would still have to say that last year was huge in terms of the number of big films that we ended up getting. Transformers: Age of Extinction, 4 films in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I wouldn't say Marvel Cinematic Universe, but Marvel films in general. Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, an X-Men installment, and also, of course, what's that? Captain America: The Winter Soldier. We ended up getting a Hobbit sequel, as well as a Hunger Games sequel, along with a couple of other big films. But this year, not so big. Huge, because we're getting Star Wars Episode 7 and Avengers Age of Ultron, but other than that, it's a lot of sequels, a lot of remakes, not a whole lot of original material. But anyways, I'm going to tell you what my top 10 list of films are right now. We're going to start off with number 10, and that would be Mad Max Fury Road. Now, I'm not even a fan of Mad Max, but the trailers look awesome, look really action-packed, and I really enjoy the concept of the post-apocalyptic world, and this whole idea of, this very futuristic setting where resources are low, and then these outlaws have to battle for them through these crazy car stunts, you know what I'm saying? And these crazy car chases. So it looks really exciting. Once again, like I said before, I have never watched a single Mad Max film, and this is a remake of that original source material. So I'm going to be watching this one, and this will be my I guess my first introduction to the whole Mad Max universe. So I'm looking forward to this one. Number 9, Jurassic World. Now, this might be a surprise to many people, because I originally did have Jurassic World somewhere up there in my top 5, but after watching the trailer, it kind of went down to number 9. I did a lot of thinking about this, and I started thinking about Jurassic Park 3, or what did they call it? Jurassic Park 3. They didn't give it a subtitle. It's just Jurassic Park 3. And the theme is a very repetitive and recurring theme, and that is they just keep on going back to the island. The original idea was to have it turn into a theme park, and they tried to do this. They tried to turn it into a theme park, and they tried again and again and again, and now it's now they finally realized the vision, even though they kept on saying it was a bad idea. And we're going back to the island. So what do you think is going to happen next? The true highlight about the Jurassic Park sequels, or the films, really are the dinosaurs, and what new dinosaurs they're going to introduce. And of course, all the dinosaur action. As for the concept itself, it does not get more original than the first one. Okay, so it's a lot of repetitive stuff going on, but they're making it bigger. They got a bigger budget, and of course, visual effects are bigger now. So it's gonna be very entertaining. But the trailer didn't do a whole lot for me, except for just stimulate my brain with eye candy. All right, number 8 is Black Hat. Now, this would be one of the few original films that's coming out this year that I'm really looking forward to. Black Hat is a film about cyber terrorism, but it's also directed by one of my favorite directors, and that is Michael Mann. Michael Mann is responsible for crime thrillers like Heat, as well as Collateral. He also directed a very underrated film, I think, in my opinion. I feel that Miami Vice is a very underrated film, but I enjoyed it for what it was, and also Public Enemies. And if you look at all these films, they're all crime dramas, okay? And I think he does a very consistent job with his crime drama films, and they're all very entertaining to watch, and they're very serious films. You know, after watching so many fun films, you just want to go back into watching serious films, and Black Hat is going to be something to definitely look forward to, at least for me. Okay, it's coming out this weekend, so I'm looking forward to it. Number 7 is a franchise that I really enjoy, and that is the Mission Impossible series. We're getting Mission Impossible 5 on Christmas Day this year, and I thought that Ghost Protocol was the best of the franchise. Okay, I thought they, with the exception of number 2, I thought they got progressively better once J.J. Abrams got involved. J.J. Abrams is still involved as a producer, so we're going to see a bit of his storytelling fingerprints on it. And yeah, Mission Impossible 5, this is something to look forward to, all right? Number 6 is Ant-Man. And Ant-Man is a film that I'm really looking forward to, mainly because, you know, we got the 4 Avengers and their solo films and their sequels. We're getting Avengers number 2. We just saw Guardians of the Galaxy, which was surprisingly good. And then now we're getting Ant-Man. And I'm looking forward to this mainly because it's not a sequel to any of the existing characters that we've seen before. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be an original piece from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is something that we haven't seen for a very long time. Guardians of the Galaxy is the first I guess the first installment for a new franchise of character films. You know what I'm saying? So Ant-Man is going to be one of those, and I'm actually looking forward to Paul Rudd's performance as Scott Lang and as Ant-Man, of course. And I want to see how the movie ends up turning out after the changes of the writers and the directors. I want to see how it ends up turning out. All right. Number 5 is Fast and Furious 7, the 7th installment in the franchise. This is a very successful franchise, and this is, of course, unfortunately, the last time we're going to see Paul Walker. So yeah, Fast and Furious 7. I really enjoyed the 5th one. I think it's the best one. The 6th one was very good, very entertaining, very action-packed, but I still think the 5th one is the best installment, and I want to see what they do with the 7th installment with a new director, James Wan, stepping into the shoes of the director, replacing what's his name again? The dude. Justin Lin. Replacing Justin Lin, so I'm really excited to see how that turns out. And it's good to see the team, this ensemble cast, back together again. I think they have great chemistry, and I just love seeing that chemistry. And the car stunts are, of course, very fun to watch, okay? Number 4 is The Hateful Eight, Quentin Tarantino's next film, which will be coming out this fall of 2015. And I'm looking forward to this for sure. Quentin Tarantino is, I believe, I put him on my number 1 director for favorite directors of all time. And now, what's very surprising is that I didn't end up putting him at number 1 for this list. He's at number 4. His film is at number 4, rather. The reason why he's not up there in the top 3 is mainly because he's going back into westerns again. I've already seen him do a western, and that was with Django Unchained. Well, he wants to go back to westerns, and he's going back to ensemble revenge films again. So, you know, we've seen that kind of thing with Inglourious Bastards, and you know, I wouldn't say we're getting more or less the same thing, but it is still the same concept. But I do enjoy all of his films, okay? So I'm definitely looking forward to this one, and it's going to be a bloody good time. Number 3 is, of course, the final installment into the Hunger Games franchise, and that would be the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2. Mockingjay Part 1 really felt like the first half of the story. I mean, it really felt like the first half, which it is, but typically with your Part 1s and your Part 2s, you want to make them feel like their own films. But then this one was a full-on cliffhanger, and it just didn't feel complete to me, which made me feel that it wasn't that great of an installment, even though a great director like Francis Lawrence was behind the camera, behind the helm. So Mockingjay Part 2 is definitely something I'm looking forward to, because I really want to see how it turns out. Once again, like I mentioned before, I never read the books except for the first one after watching the movie. But I do want to see how it turns out, and I think it's a really great concept. All right. Number 2, you guys already know what it is. Avengers Age of Ultron. This is going to be a huge film. I mean, if the first Avengers film made, how much did it make? $1.4 billion? $1.6 billion? I don't even know, but it was a lot of money. Imagine how much money this one is going to make, considering that over the years they would increase the amount of fans that they ended up having, or that they ended up gaining over the course of the existence of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It's kind of manifested itself into something that is huge. Okay, I mean, with Guardians of the Galaxy, with the popularity of Iron Man, and of course the you know, a lot of fans really gaining more interest into the Captain America franchise, Avengers Age of Ultron is going to be huge. Okay, and of course you already know what number 1 is. Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. We haven't gotten a Star Wars film since 2005. So that's a 10-year wait. And of course, with George Lucas out of the picture, that's actually a good thing. Because J.J. Abrams is going to bring it back to what we love about Star Wars, and that is the classic feel of the Star Wars original trilogy. He's going to bring us back to that era, because we're getting back the original cast, we're getting back the Millennium Falcon, we're going to see a lot of things that we loved about the original trilogy, and it's going to take us away from the prequels, okay? So there you have it. That's all I got to say in this video. Once again, I'm going to relay the top 10 list for you guys again. Mad Max Fury Road, Jurassic World, Black Hat, Mission Impossible 5, AntMan, Fast and Furious 7, The Hateful Eight, Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2, Avengers Age of Ultron, and Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Why don't you let me know what your top 10 highly most anticipated films are in the comment section below. As always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like me on Facebook, The Ragin Nation. Also follow me on Twitter at Ragin Nation. My name is Alex. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace. What's going on here? Like, there's seems like Black Widow might be